Sweet, man. Okay, so Real Titerete, and are you from Maine, or you just spent a lot of time in Maine?
No, no, no. I've been here for the past 4 years in Maine. I'm a chef and I do cooking for living. So I used to work in Disney, and 4 years ago, I moved to Maine. I found a job that offered me the whole package, apartment, relocation, everything. So I moved over here, and then I started working for a second company. And I've been with this new company for almost 3 years now, and I'm the sous chef of the it's a brunch coffee shop restaurant, and we just won best coffee shop of Maine in East Down East magazine, in the Yankee magazine, in the Kennebec Journal. Like, we won best coffee shop and best coffee and best brunch in Maine.
Awesome. And so, are you originally from, was it Puerto Rico, right?
I'm Puerto Rican and Argentinian, but I'm from Puerto Rico.
Okay, cool, cool, cool.
Born and raised until I was 11, and then I moved to Kissimmee, Orlando area.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. And then, so you just released Death Control with featuring Phantasma with us. Do you have anything to say about that song in particular?
Well, yeah. This the control is actually one of my like I was thinking earlier, trying to get ready, and it's really, it means a lot to me, especially that song. I don't know why. I have like 80 songs maybe on Spotify, and you specifically asked me about this one that I just released yesterday, of course, but it kind of special because Fantama is a guy from Tampa that we met through networking in Florida. While all the years that I was living over there, I got to be with Warner Brothers Latino from 2005 to 2007. And while I was with that company, I did a few media tours in Florida, and I met Fantasma. And Fantasma is one of the guys that I used to look up to when I started. I've been doing music since 2005, 2004. Um, and we got to do this song Descontrol. And it's really cool because it's like a techno mixture with reggaeton, and everybody seems to like it. It's really catchy. The flow that I'm bringing, I'm trying to bring the flow from the early 2000s, that type of reggaeton. I try to rap and I try to mix it to that vibe. You know what I mean? There was some guy in TikTok trending because his music, it was like early 2000 reggaeton, and he was coming out with the do rag and the, like the big pants and the big shirt, and all of a sudden the whole reggaeton movement from back in the day, from 20 years ago, is like trending. So I've been trying to mix that type of reggaeton that is from actually when I started doing reggaeton. And I'm trying to incorporate between my new songs that I released, that they sound up to date, trap, and you know a lot of things. But I love it. I love it, and I think it's a hit, and I think it has a lot of potential.
Awesome. Yeah, no, it's funny you say that because I was showing some of your songs to my girlfriend, and I was asking her kind of what, because I guess I figured it was reggaeton, but for whatever reason that was escaping me. I couldn't quite place what it was, and she was like, "Yeah," she said exactly what you said. It sounds kind of like the reggaeton from like 20 years ago. So that's cool that that was intentional. Um, yeah, let me see what I had. So do you identify all your stuff as kind of being reggaeton? Is that kind of most of what your sound is kind of based around?
So all right. I don't know how to say this. So when I started, so I'm like 110% about reggaeton and urban music when it comes to who I am, as in my roots. Um, so my brother used to be famous back in the early 90s. Actually, when reggaeton started in the noise, my brother used to be in those groups, and he used to be doing media tours, and he went to Venezuela, Mexico, Dominican Republic. And I'm 10 years younger than him, so I always looked up to him. And he would come up home with all these girls and all these artists to record in the studio in my next to my room that I was sleeping, and my mom's room was in the other side. And I grew up in all these when reggaeton was starting, like if you used to listen to reggaeton and a cop will pass by and you in your car driving listening to reggaeton, they will pull you over and they will grab your CD, I mean your cassette, I'm sorry, your cassette, and they will break it. That's my era, like I was born in 87, but I'm talking about the early 90s, late 90s. And that was a big influence in my life, and that made me want to follow doing reggaeton. So it was kind of hard at the beginning because I wanted to do it all by my own. And, like I'm a kid, I'm not working, I'm going to school, I'm trying to record music. Everybody's trying to charge me money. I'm over here in the studios trying not to cry because they told me it was going to be $30 because my friend hooked me up. But the guy thinks that I'm someone because of whatever. And he's trying to charge me now $100. And from that to being in front of 30,000 people in Puerto Rico back in 2005, I got to perform in the Guaya Guaya Fest, and it was the biggest moment of my life. And I wish that I could go back. I wish that I could feel like I felt that week. But yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot that has been through my career in music since the beginning, and I stopped making music for a little bit when I had kids, and now I've been back strong nonstop for 3 years since I came to Maine. I feel like it's really hard up here because there's no Latinos up here. There's everybody I show my music, they look at me like I'm a fucking alien, but I don't care, and I keep pushing forward, and I'm always working, and man, it's just a hassle. It's
Yeah.
a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. I think it is.
Yeah, no, those are a lot of great insight. Yeah, I was a little surprised that you were in Maine because yeah, I didn't think there was that big of a yeah, scene for this type of music. But that's cool that I know any of that backstory. So there really
It's
was
just
kind
a
of a
hassle.
negative association with reggaeton for a while because I feel like it's kind of become a mainstream thing, but it was viewed in a negative light for a long time. You're saying earlier?
Yeah, yeah. Like for example, I have a sister that she lives in Argentina. So I'm I'm not gonna hide it. I'm in my late 30s. She's on her late 50s. And when 10 years ago, when I would try to show her my music, she would act like, like, oh, that type of music that y'all do, you people from the hood, from the little Puerto Rico areas that it's not up to my grade. And it used to be funny back then, and now it's so mainstream media. Seeing Bad Bunny going to the Super Bowl, man, that's like that's for me from where I come from, bro. That's for me is like I can't even explain it, but I don't talk to no one about it. Just my wife sometimes. But it's really nice seeing reggaeton surpass a lot of doors that were closed to us before.
Yeah, that's awesome. And yeah, I mean, mentioning Bad Bunny is a really good point because yeah, I mean, it was a thing that I wasn't even aware of it as much. I mean, I feel like Spanish speaking music wasn't a it's really yeah, it really kind of started with Bad Bunny in the last 5 to 10 years. I think kind of late 2010s where it started to be this thing that it was kind of breaking into American mainstream because for a while, I mean, it seemed like it was really kind of only English music that was hitting here. But now there is opportunity. I mean, the market of Spanish speakers is already bigger than there's more Spanish speakers globally than English speakers, of course. But still, to like have a genre like that and now kind of break into where it feels like there's opportunity with it beyond just people of Spanish speaking countries is really cool.
Yeah, yeah. I focus a lot in Puerto Rico and Colombia. I don't know why. It's random. Like if my top five, the Spotify rap that they do
Yeah, yeah.
for artists. So this is so weird. Listen, like when I was in high school, I tried to learn Portuguese because I was in love with this Brazilian girl, whatever. And 20 years later, I meet a Brazilian all the way up in Maine. And I finally got to use the little bit of Portuguese that I learned back then. But in the top five of the countries that I was the most listened to, I almost got to 2,500 place. 205,000 plays. And my top five was Colombia, Brazil, United States, Netherlands, and I don't remember what was the Mexico and Mexico. And that was a lot for me, because it's really it means a lot, man. Working every day, like I told you, I'm a chef. All I do is work, and when I'm not working, I'm trying to do the music, and maybe I'm not around the people that are in the reggaeton 100%. I'm not around a lot of Latinos or Puerto Ricans or whatever you want to call it, the way that we live in Orlando. But I'm over here in Maine making maybe two times, maybe three times what I was making in Florida when I was living down there. And I'm having more like a self-development life, but I have the capital to at least have a little extra to invest in my life, in my music, and that's what makes it worth it. See that from more than 2,500 miles away, I'm making an effect on people with my music. Is that's the part that I do this for.
Yeah, that's awesome. Do you have anything you want to highlight about the other three songs you've released with us recently? Sombra, Sueno Barrio, Otra Vez, anything on those?
Well, otra vez is my solo song from. So before I moved to Maine, I had a lot of material in reggaeton, and I did a trio group back in back in 2008. Back in 2008, I started working for a company in Kissimmee. It was a professional music studio. It was called In the Cut Music Studio. I started working there as an engineer. So people will come trying to produce their music. I was their engineer, but at the same time, I was making my music. And while I was doing that, we came up with an idea of doing this group of music, mixing Spanish and English with a little bit of like techno and reggaeton. And we came up with a group called CGO, and it was CGO because it was Corillo, Gemini, and Orlando. That's me, El Titerete. So we came out with CGO, and we made a whole album, and it sounds, I sort of got like up to date, and it sounds so futuristic, even though it was done more than 10 years ago, man. It sounds so futuristic. So right now I'm working on the mixings. I'm remastering these songs, and I'm coming, and this is another album that I have ready to go, to release within the next 6 months. Besides my solo album that I'm working currently right now, that is called Reyes de la Noche, Kings of the Night. Um, like right now, I just finished one of the songs yesterday. Right now I was kind of mixing and adjusting the levels. I do all my mixing and all my recording myself, and I'm working with two producers from South America. Crisetti, he's from Venezuela, he's my main producer. And Juanpi in Colombia, he's my right hand man. He's the guy that runs my social medias. He makes my contracts. He's telling me, don't forget to pay this guy. Hey, you were mean to this guy the other day. Like, so I have a little bit of a team. So it was meaningful meeting you guys and finding you guys the way I did. Because I felt like you guys had exactly what I was missing, and I still feel like you have the potentials, and I like to see you guys as more than what you guys are right now, because I see you guys that you guys could be a freaking record label. Like, I don't know why you don't do that right now. You're doing this, you're doing that, you're doing that. So that's why you're missing, to have your own artists under your label. Make sure that they make money, so you guys make money, or work them out. You end up getting your video company and whatever production. I don't know, but it's really nice having people like you guys offering the help that you guys do for artists, because it's really hard out there right now.
Of course, yeah. No, I'm glad you feel that way. Yeah, what can you remind me a little bit on kind of what led to you finding us and kind of your journey and coming here?
So I was advertising in a lot of different websites on Instagram that will pop up for indie artists. Pay, I don't know, pay $40 and we put your song in playlist. And in this one, no, we do it for 19, and the other one, no, we do it for 10, and the other one is like, no, we do it free, and then the other month will you pay? And it's like, what the hell? And then some of them is fake. You get fake plays. You get your music knocked down from Spotify after all the hard work you do, and it's really sad to know that there's people like that still in the industry trying to do things not the real way. Because it's one thing to help me to get to a playlist, but hopefully the playlist is legit, and it's not run by bots. It's not being modified by all these computer AI programmings that we having lately that are not designed for the better of the artist as it is as himself, trying to grow as especially as an indie artist. So when I find you guys and I see that you guys are offering a distribution opportunity, and you guys, the way that you do it, and you have an AI that is actually giving you advice, is giving you the pointers what you should do in your Instagram a little more here. No, maybe you should do more videos like the ones that people are liking in your Instagram. Maybe you should release more songs more often on on your Spotify. So I felt like I was in a moment releasing too much songs, and I did stop maybe from after summer all the way to this month. And to be honest, I worked so much that I forgot about you guys for like a month. And all of a sudden I think I get a text message or an email, and I'm like, look, it's like the AI is fucking pulling my ear. It's like telling me, yo, like, wake up. You've been slacking lately. Come on. And I'm like, oh shit, yeah, yeah. So let me release this one. Let me finish this. Let me mix this. And I started moving again. And it's really cool to have things like that, in life, especially like I told you, I just got married. I got 2 kids, child support, my family, my wife's family, my dog, everything, work. So I feel like you guys are trying to help for real when it comes to the artists. I just wish that there was a little bit more of an access of helps. For example, he told me that I needed to, I don't know, put more content in my Instagram. And I get it, all right, and I get it, and I know that if I go to a AI platform like Grok. I have Grok, and I type, "Hey, I'm trying to grow my Instagram. I'm doing this and this and this. What should I do?" It might help me out. It might tell me my pointers, but maybe pointers like that in the website where you guys already have this figured out in some type of way. I don't know. I'm just talking out of my head. Um, it will help me a lot because like I don't have any problem just submitting and maybe paying a little bit extra for services that I know that are going to help my career because there's people that really care behind it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I appreciate you saying all that. I think those were all really good points. And yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, we're definitely trying to constantly improve and get to the point that we can kind of achieve those things you're touching on. Um, so you were also talking about how you're a producer. I recall that. I remember we have a really good setup. Do you produce for other artists then, or is it all for yourself? And you mentioned that you were kind of felt on your own, kind of in Maine. Do you collaborate with any artists locally, or is it mostly just outside of the area?
So locally, I worked with Dom Colati. Um, he's a local artist. He went to American Got Talent, I think. He didn't win, but he was there and he got a little bit of name here in Maine, and they bring him around. I live in top of a brewery, so they bring people to perform in the brewery. So that's what I met him, and he produced 2 of my songs that I have on my Spotify right now. um Besides that, like I said, it's really hard for me to find people to work with over here. But the first year when I got to Maine, so when I was in Puerto Rico, a reggaeton, you grow up, everybody's listening to it, but I was more like a rocker. Like I like rock music. I was like the surfer kind of kid because my brother would do music. So it got to a point that I wanted to do what he didn't do. So it was like, oh, I'm surfer. Oh, I'm a rocker, and I would listen to a lot of reggae and a lot of rock music. So when I was in Rangeley, Maine, in my first years of Maine, I met these two guys that one of them he was a drummer. He was on his late 70s, and the other one was a guitar player on his 50s. And to tell you the story short, I made a 5-song album. It's called Rock the House, and it's 5 songs that I did in rock music. And um, I don't know how I did it. I recorded the drums. I recorded the guitar, I recorded the bass, I mixed the whole songs, I edited the whole thing, I recorded myself. I did the whole I did the whole album from zero to what it is right now on my Spotify. And hey, whoever's watching and listening, I wish you go listen to it and give me some pointers, because to be honest, that's the first time that I go all in a project. And I'm really proud of what it came out of. And I have 2 songs in there that are really special for me. I have La Flaca and I have Baby. So Baby is like my 70s style kind of rock. And La Flaca is my Spanish style rock song. And actually La Flaca is from another group from Spain called Jarabe de Palo. But I did my own version of it with the lyrics and stuff. And that was a really nice experience. That was something that I will always remember, because it's rock music. It's not reggaeton that you have the beat on the computer. But besides that, I haven't been able to do featurings in Maine. But I did a featuring with this artist called Big John in Colombia. He's right now in Medellin, Colombia. He's pretty known. I just finished he just finished sending me the song. So this weekend I have to record my part. Like I haven't even write it. So I have to write it. I have to think about it. So I'm probably going to take another month working on that song, but hopefully not, because it's a maleanteo. It's a trap. It's like a gangster wannabe kind of song, and I really like that style. Fantasma, I did a song with him. I did some songs with my brother when he came to Maine to visit me, and they are on my Spotify. It's actually one of the most played songs in my Tentando, with Point Breakers. My brother is Point Breakers. Um, and listen, I'm just trying to be like Nicky Jam.
Awesome. Yeah, no, that's all great. I was also kind of wondering, 'cause you mentioned that you're a chef, right? You work at the restaurant. It sounds like you said it was a coffee shop. Is that right?
It's a coffee shop slash restaurant. So we sell brunch items. We sell from French toast to Benedicts to bagels, but we're talking about really high quality bagels. Like vegetables fresh right there. Like we don't cut them until they order it. We got smoked salmon. We got Benedicts. We hollandaise that I make every day. We got crack cake Benedict.
Nice.
Like we have corned beef and hash, but we don't use that meat that comes in the can like everybody else. We have like steaks, bro. Like I have videos on my social media, bro. We got like meat. I'm talking about like meat, and people love this place. Well, like I said, we won best coffee shop in Maine, bro.
That's awesome.
And I think I own all of that to Disney, and of course to the owner, because he's been doing this for more than 30 years, and this is his number 14 restaurant. But
Mm,
he has teaches me a lot of tricks, a lot of consistency, a lot of hard work, and he has the trust on me right now. I'm running the restaurant. I open the restaurant, I close the restaurant. And of course, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be winning. But because he's a brain, I wish you could see it. It's like the theme park restaurant of this area,
that's
kind
awesome.
of thing. Yes, sir.
I was curious, kind of, if that's your preferred food, or if you maybe prefer making Puerto Rican food, or if food's kind of, if you're a chef, if that's a really important part of your kind of creative process, if that inspires you at all with music in any way, or what you kind of like to make on your own apart from the restaurant.
Yeah, yeah. No, you're right. Like yesterday, my wife had bought some tortellinis and some pork chop, and I made some tortellini with fresh, fresh marinara sauce with tomatoes that I made, and I cooked the pork separate, and I added it, and at the end I put the tortellini cheese, pasta, and I improvise like that every day at home. It's just something that it comes natural to me since I was a kid, and I love doing it, just like music. And it's something that I have, like, just like I'm talking to you. You ask me a question and I talk for 10 minutes. That's how I'm with my music. Like I'm fluent like that. Of course, sometimes you don't have the mood. It's always up and down, but it's something that I love doing. As you can tell, you go to my Spotify, and compared to a lot of artists that they're not mainstream, I have a lot of tracks. I have a lot of tracks, and I'm still got some tracks that I haven't released. And I'm, at least for the next year, I have a lot of music between some things that are already recorded and new things. I have a lot of stuff ready to go.
Awesome. So yeah, I mean, you mentioned Bad Bunny earlier, but I'm curious, kind of what are some of your favorite current artists, either collaborators of yourself that you want to highlight, or some of the people that kind of really inspired you when you were first coming up?
I'm really my number one artist that I'm a fan of is Nicky Jam and Tony Dice. Tony Dice when I was in high school, Nicky Jam nowadays. Why Nicky Jam? And I'm gonna tell you why. Nicky Jam is on his late 40s, and he's still making music. He still looks young. He's still um, um, following his dream. He's still doing what he loves. Nicky Jam, do you know who's Nicky Jam? He used to be Daddy Yankee's partner when Daddy Yankee started.
No, that sounds familiar. It's funny you mentioned Daddy Yankee though, because I thought, like, obviously I know Daddy Yankee from the Gasolina song, but I thought
Yeah, yeah.
realized that song was so old. I thought the song was like last 5, 10 years. I didn't realize that isn't that song from early 2000s, 90s even.
Yeah, the last one was Despacito with Justin Bieber. That was the one that blew up recently. Despacito, and then he did with Snow, like con calma, yo quiero ver que como tú meneas. That he did that in English back in the early 90s, and they brought it back right now. Um, but and they brought it back down, and it was a really good song. It was a really good song.
So, wait, so the guy you're talking about that you're a fan of did Despacito? Of
Yeah, Despacito. Do you remember?
course, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I really like that song. I really like that song, Despacito, and it's really funny because they where they recorded the video used to be the most dangerous area of Puerto Rico. Okay, and since Daddy Yankee and Justin Bieber came out with the video from there and then the remix, that area is the most visit area of Puerto Rico now. The crime has gone away. Even though in Puerto Rico, we had in the past 20 years, most of the Puerto Ricans left the island. I don't know if you're aware of that. They left, and there's a big discussion of Bad Bunny trying to bring everybody back. Like his last album was actually about that, trying to bring Puerto Ricans back to the island, And bro, like that album touches me because it's my roots, it's who I am. He makes songs with cuatro guitars. That is this guitar that is a Puerto Rican guitar. He makes songs, with bomba y plena. I'm from Loíza, Puerto Rico. Bomba y plena is from my town, and it's a kind of music, African style music from when we used to be slaves. When Cristobal Colon, and Bad Bunny just trying to tell Puerto Rico, hey, listen, I'm here and I'm trying to bring it back. Come on, guys, let's do it. That's what I feel from his attitude.
That was awesome. I didn't know that that's what that so the recent one he put out, the one with the chair on the cover of it, was
Yeah,
about.
yeah, yeah. If you really listen to it and notice what he's thinking about, and the song, he even have a song that he says we don't want to be like it happened to Hawaii. I don't know if you heard that song. There's a song that he says, "We don't want to be like Hawaii, we want to be Puerto Rico, and we want, I don't know, because to be honest, I don't think Puerto Rico can survive being independent. Like we need the United States, but I feel like we need to be more a state than just a whatever we are right now. I don't know how to say that, but Estado asociado, that
Territory.
in
Yeah.
yeah, territory of the United States. I think we should become a state like Hawaii, but make sure that we get the best for the island. Like right now, there's so many crypto millionaires living in the island, and they get a tax cut because they bought a school or they bought a hospital, and they just close them down and they don't do anything. And then you have the Puerto Rican people suffering, and that's kind of messed up. I think we should do things like that, but always keep it moving forward. No move back just because you want to take advantage of the system. So like I'm really into crypto. Like I'm learning. I've been doing crypto 100% the past 2 years, and I even have my own coin and everything, which I'm not doing anything yet, but I'm trying to come with something. Um, with an idea, I'm trying to mix my music and my kitchen into an app in where I can offer both things as an idea for people on a daily basis as a family, as a man that works every day and wants to cook tonight for his wife. Well, let me go to Titerete's website, because he likes my song and I have a recipe that I'm promoting on my song, or he describes what type of meal he wants to make, and I already have an idea on the app. Things like that I'm trying to come up with, but I want to do it the right way. So I don't want to do anything just like that because I'm bored. So I'm still learning every day, and it's we're just starting, like we say. We're just starting.
That's awesome. Those are great ideas. I didn't know you were looking to do that. That's sick. So you're saying you want to build like an app that combines recipes and music and all that?
So I want to. More than an app. I want to create an ecosystem in where the people that buy my coin, they have an understanding. So I want to make able to share my revenues with the people that help me get there in the future by putting a percentage of my revenue into the buying back coins that is the coin that represents me, which is the coin that you use to go into my app and use some features that we're going to be offering, in which right now I'm working on the idea. I don't want to say too much either, because then somebody's going to do it and I'm just going to be like, well, they did it before me. Even though I saw a guy the other day and I felt like he was kind of doing what I wanted to do, but not yet, not yet. Um, but yeah, I just want to create an ecosystem where people that buy the coin and trust on my talent and my idea, they know that in the next year I'm going to be buying back, I don't know, 15% of my revenue in my music into the coins. So in that way, it appreciates, because when I buy it, I'm going to burn those coins. So those coins disappear. So the value goes towards the coin that still exists in the people's wallets. And it's just a circle. It's a circle of giving appreciation, being appreciated, creating, sharing the creation, and doing it all over again and helping each other while I do that. And the point is to having a lot of people do that with me in the app.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's a really cool idea. Back something you said kind of struck me when you mentioned the Hawaii point. I didn't even really think about that, but yeah, I guess that is sort of a true thing. I mean, I don't know if you've been to Hawaii. I love Hawaii. It's one of my favorite places, but it definitely there's people of Hawaii that definitely feel like, a lot of their culture and their country was lost when it kind of merged with the US. And I think what you said about Puerto Rico is, yeah, it's kind of accurate. I mean, I have cousins that are half Puerto Rican and they're completely like they have no connection with They're completely distant from it. Like at least from what I can tell, they might disagree, but it seems like it is kind of this weird kind of situation where it's just kind of it's his own territory, but it's just so kind of disconnected from everything, and it sounds like it's not doing very well as a country as a whole, is what you're saying.
From what I know, it wasn't doing too well. I know Bad Bunny just did a 30 concert back to back. So I don't know, for maybe 4 months he was doing a show every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And with him doing that, he brought so much revenue to the island because a lot of people traveled to the island after being on the WWE, being in the movie with Adam Sandler, with the album, with being the number one on Spotify, now with the Super Bowl. He brought so many people to Puerto Rico that he brought the economy back up. And now they're helping a lot of people from outside the island. They're helping them go into the island and create a business, and they're going to help you. The government is actually helping people that comes to the island to do businesses. And um, why I know so much about this, being so far from Puerto Rico and being out of the island since 2001, because I want to go back one day. It's not that maybe I don't want to move, but I want to be back from my roots. Like I know I have that connection. I still talk to people that I grew up with back, when I was in Puerto Rico. I still got them on my Facebook, and I share everything on my Facebook. And it's just it will be something nice to live through being able to get to do that.
Yeah. So you haven't been back since 2001?
No, I went back on 2005. I performed. I went back because I was with Warner Brothers as an artist. We my brother and some other guys, and we went and performed at the first Guaya Guaya Fest in Puerto Rico. That is the first reggaeton only festival that they would do in the summer in the beach. And I got to record it, and I have it on my YouTube. And I'm performing in front of 30,000 people, and that was the moment that I was telling you. And then I went back on 2009 to perform. I went to perform on La Justas, which is a show on the so the colleges in Puerto Rico once a year they gather together and they do competitions. And when they do the competitions, they bring different artists at night, and I went to perform in 2009, and then I haven't been back since 2009.
Okay, wow, that's cool. Yeah, you mentioned the Warner Brothers thing. I meant to ask about that. Can you expand on that? So you were signed there as an artist briefly or a writer? What was that whole journey like?
So my brother, because of his catalog and how his past was, he was able to find a record label in Miami called KGB Records. And KGB Records had a contract with Warner Brothers. So basically, we produced the album. They gave us, I don't know, they pay for the album, and then they take us on a tour. And from the revenues, everybody gets a split or something like that. But my brother is the person that is in charge during all this, because I'm just a kid. I don't know anything about royalties. I don't know anything about getting paid. I'm just a kid in 12th grade, trying to sound cool, making music. And yeah, we were with them for 2 years. I feel like we were kind of like experiment. And because right now they have artists like Joel y Randy, and the things that they have done for them, it's been off the chain. So I feel like back when we started, they didn't have that much experience on the reggaeton. Like you said, it wasn't being accepted as the main music, and then all of a sudden, little by little, it started changing. So I wish maybe that it would have happened maybe 10 years after it happened. Maybe the story will be different.
Wow. Yeah, that is interesting. So you think you were kind of just a little early on it? It wasn't quite ready to launch yet?
If you ask me, like, to be honest, I think that we were the first ones that Warner Brother got to mess with at the beginning of the reggaeton movement back in 2005. Yes.
Wow, that's awesome.
I'm
Uh,
not saying I'm not saying they did anything wrong. I'm
yeah,
saying that we were the first ones. So with the next one, they already knew what didn't work with us. So, and it keep improvement. So
exactly. Well, just to wrap up, you mentioned a little bit earlier your plans, but do you have anything you want to say about 2026? Got any shows, more music you got on the horizon?
well, Well, currently I'm not making shows, so I'm working on my album, and I'm working on mixing the CGO album. So in the next 6 months, I will be releasing a lot of music. I'm trying to work. I have 10 cartoon music videos on my YouTube, my Vivo channel, but I'm trying to start recording like real videos, but I don't want to do videos that look whack either. So it's kind of hard to do that up here. So yes, that's my focus right now. I'm trying to create some more videos. I will still release music. Please, guys, just let me know. Write to me on Instagram, on TikTok, and Facebook as Orlando, Will Bring, El Titerete, and just listen to the music. You're not gonna regret it. We keep making music as we love it. So I have a lot.
Awesome, man. Well, I appreciate you talking with me. This was great. Had a lot of good stuff.
Thank you, boss.
Let me just end the recording.